Right now at 9:51, September is National Disaster Preparedness Month. The timing couldn't be more critical because in 2024 alone, the U.S. experienced 27 separate billion-dollar disasters totaling more than $182 billion in damages. However, there is encouraging news here with new research for families. Communities, they can fight back. To join us on what this means this morning are Mark DeCourcy, Senior Vice President of the U.S. Chamber of Commerce Foundation, and Rich LeConte, Senior Vice President of Government and Industry Relations at Allstate. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us here this morning on Live Impact News.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's start with the research. You uncovered some pretty striking numbers. Walk us through what you found and why it's so important to look at this research in the way of disaster preparedness economics.
Well, what we've seen over the last year with the wildfires in California, the recent floods in Texas, or even last year with Hurricane Harvey, I've been doing this for over 20 years, and I can tell you there are benefits when a community prepares. This is why we partnered with Allstate. First and foremost, to issue some research that helps protect lives, but also helps grow strong economies. And we've done some modeling, and even in the Charlotte area, what we found, if there was a flood, every dollar we put into resilience now could save up to $25 tomorrow. It also protects jobs. We estimate it can protect over 13,000 local jobs. Those could be your neighbors, your friends, or family member. And this is critically important to act now.
I mean, and that's why we get insurance, right? How do investments in preparedness for families, businesses, how does that partner, how does that work into the Allstate fold, working with the U.S. Chamber of Commerce, Rich?
Sure. So, for nearly a century, Allstate has helped people prepare for and recover from life's toughest moments. That's what we do as an insurer. It's core to our shared purpose. We're empowering customers with the protection that they need. But we know that preparedness pays off by helping people and communities stay safe, recover faster, bounce back stronger, and reduce long-term costs after a disaster. So for families, it hopefully means fewer days displaced from their homes. For businesses, it may mean a faster reopening. And generally for communities, resilience keeps local economies moving. But we know this is difficult. Solving complex societal challenges like disaster resilience requires a shared commitment across all sectors of the economy. And that's why we're partnering with the U.S. Chamber, really to spotlight how smart, upfront investments can reduce damage, save lives, and hopefully lower recovery costs. So together with the Chamber and with others, we're working to build a more resilient future, hopefully one community at a time.
We talk about building resilience. What does this mean on the ground? What are the most effective investments communities can make right now?
Sure. Well, what we do know is that this has to happen, right? Investing and preparing happens before. Can't do it once the disaster hit, it's too late. We know firsthand it isn't built in the middle of a crisis, it's built before. So the things that we look at and what we're discussing in this report, the importance of investing in education of consumers, of businesses, of stakeholders, government officials, on things like stronger building codes and overall general community readiness, taking upfront actions that really help families stay in their homes and local economies moving and the national economy moving, businesses reopening faster, communities recovering with a lot less disruption. So, partnering here with the Chamber helps us amplify that message and drives real change before the next disaster arrives.
And when it comes to taking those steps, and it sounds expensive, right? We talk about insurance rates going up. So how do you do that without breaking the bank?
I think one of the things you can do is work together. And partnerships are really key on this. To make a plan, you should know your risk. And once you have that plan, you should practice it. You should train your employees if you're a business. You should make sure you have the right supplies and equipment. And finally, make sure you're able to communicate, whether you're a family, whether you're a business, or at the local community level, with each other before, during, and after an event. And what the research showed is, this can actually help save your economy. It can save communities a lot of money. And from our perspective, I don't see how you can afford not to do this disaster preparedness and resilience building in your community. And you can find all this, the tips, you can find the report, you can find more information about disaster preparedness and resilience on our website at uschamberfoundation.org.
Perfect. Gentlemen, we always talk about, having a plan. That is kind of the first step. So we appreciate your time this morning. Thanks, as we are approaching the midway point for hurricane season here in the Carolinas as well. Mark and Rich, thank you again here on Live Impact News.